Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Terry, author Terri D, and this is my daughter Jasmine. Say hi, Jasmine.
Hello, how are you?
So, mother and daughter here. We're going to talk to you guys about some parenting strategies.
Yeah.
Um, so, Jasmine,
Yes.
what I want to ask you is now that you're a mother,
Yes.
she's a mother of three. I have three grandchildren because of her.
I've been a mother for almost 11 years now.
Yes. I'm still young, y'all. Okay, I'm very young, me. I want to ask you, based upon how you were raised,
Mhm.
do you think you learned from me as a mother that you've taken into, your motherness with your children?
Well, I want to first point out that your mothering style has changed over the years. I would say from how it was when I think, like elementary to middle school, you were harder. You were a lot harder. You were a lot more strict. It was like, oh, don't go past the street. Don't be friends with this person. Don't be friends with that person. But it definitely lightened up throughout the years because I think that for yourself, after getting divorced from dad and you did a lot of finding yourself, you started realizing some of the faults of yourself.
Okay.
So it started becoming a little bit more laid back, and maybe I might have used that a little bit too much and end up having a baby. But it was just, I take into the compassion. Especially when I got older and in high school, you were very compassionate. You were a lot more understanding. You did a lot more of trying to teach me more than just yelling at me all the time.
Okay.
And I say that for all of my siblings. I think that they would agree with me that you wanted to teach us something. You didn't want us to be one of these kids that, the world owed us something.
Mm-hmm.
You have to work hard. You have to, anything that you want, you have to do it.
Okay.
And I think that I'm putting that in, even though most of my kids are under the age of 5, I'm still trying to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
If you want this toy, you have to do something to get that toy. You're not just going to get it because I love you and you're cute and, you got a cute butt, you got a cute face. No, you have to be good. You have to not, make a scene at Applebee's or make a scene at Walmart, just because you want it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to listen. You have to say please and thank you. You have to do these things. And I think that's something that I've taken away from your parenting.
Okay.
And I think a lot of my strict stuff I put to my older child because, he's in elementary school.
Yeah.
So, I want him to not fall into this thing where, everybody's your friend because not everybody is your friend.
Right.
And it's harder for kids who are autistic, which, Jalen is
Mm-hmm.
autistic, my older child is autistic. So it goes to, he's a lot more friendlier than a lot of other kids would be.
Right.
So the other kids play off of that. So they're like at lunch, they're like, oh, well, if you get me this, I'll be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it works.
So, well, let's talk about the strict thing for a minute.
Okay.
I mean, I do agree with you that my style changed. I'm not sure if I agree with the timeline so much, but that's fine. Your perception is your reality. My perception is my reality. But I do agree with you that over time, and I think that's true for most people.
Oh, yeah.
When you first become a parent, even though there's books out there and most people have their parents or someone else that they can kind of guide them, you're new. It's new and you're finding your way.
Mm-hmm.
And what works for one person doesn't
necessarily
work for the other
person. Yeah.
So in regards to that, though, I do want to point out that I had 3 children.
Yes.
You're the middle. And you have 3 children, and what I can tell you is each one of you were different.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that plays into the parenting style because what worked for you might not work for Jennifer or Steven.
And the thing is, I feel like sending Steven to his room, he's like, that's where I want to be.
Exactly.
That's perfectly fine. So that's not really a punishment versus me. You telling me to go to my room. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to go to my room right now.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember when we took the door off of your room?
Yes. I got the door taken off of my room, and that was the worst thing ever. But I feel like anyone else in this house did, I'm like,
I'm
not doing anything, so it doesn't matter. So, and I get that too because of the way I parent all 3 of my kids is totally different. Jalen is a lot more self-sufficient. He taking technology for him is a big thing.
Okay.
Versus Jalea and Jalik, they really don't care.
I don't know. Jalea likes that tablet though.
But she doesn't even really use it like that. She only uses it when we see, like, when she wants to, I guess, like, escape from everything around her, but usually she likes just to be around me and Daddy. That's her big thing. She wants to always, so me telling her to go to her room, oh, you can't be in the living room with us, that, she's drastic, she's drama, she's she's flipping her hair, she's mad, and you know. But Jalen, I'm like, go to your room. He's like, okay. Well, peace out. Right. That's where I wanted to be. So it's different, and I get that from me, Steven and Jennifer, because we're totally, completely different, and it had to be different because, you know, let's say beatings. You know, if I was bad and I deserved a spanking, it didn't affect everybody like it did. Like for me, I feel like I'm so much like my younger son. Is like, he'll get beatings. 5 minutes later, he's doing the exact same thing. He took his lashings and he's like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm going to go back to what I was doing.
That is true. Like, I don't think Steven ever got a spanking.
No.
I really don't think he ever did. And I don't think Jennifer did either. Maybe once, but I think you liked it. Like, I think it was like a daily part of your routine.
I think it was the attention thing of it. Like, I wanted that attention, whether it was good or bad.
Yes, I could definitely see that with your personality. But, at one point, your dad and I used to joke, like, first thing when she gets up in the morning, let's just give her a spanking because she's going to get one eventually, but,
I got one of those, Jalik, that is my child. Like, it's like, I know he's one, so I'm not sitting here saying I just whip him with belts all day. No, like a little tap on the leg, a little tap on the hand, like, that's what it is.
But I think, let me stop you there, though, because I think that something you said earlier is important. When you're disciplining children, it's important that they understand. Like you had said earlier, explain to them. Like everything's a teachable moment. So, even with, a little one, Cameron, my youngest grandson, he's starting to get around and, he's, they're curious. They're grabbing things, they're touching everything. And, you're not beating the child, but if he's grabbing for something that's dangerous, you want to
tap
no and say no, and right now he thinks it's funny. He thinks no is funny. But as they grow up, they have an understanding of the word no, and they begin to understand that when you say no, there's a reason why you're saying no. But explaining that to them, like I think it had to be you because you was the oldest girl. So, like, the curling irons. The curling irons, I used to have hair, y'all. Yes, I did used to have hair, okay? Because I know people out there, curling iron, what you doing with a curling iron? I did used to have hair. So, when I had hair, I had curling irons, and you come into the bathroom, and I'm telling you, no, it's hot. And of course, you being curious,
touch it anyway,
and then you look at me, you touch it, and it burns you. And you were like, oh my God, how can you let me do this?
And it's the same thing for my.
We have to stop. Okay, sorry guys.
Got a little
we got interrupted, and sorry about that.
So I'm gonna try to remember where we were. I think we were something with the differences in the kids.
Yes.
Because I say that I'm so much like my younger son because he seeks that attention. He likes to get in trouble. He thinks it's funny, actually. He's like, I did something you don't like. But the thing is, I so much dislike about him, but I love about him, he's very determined. Like, when he puts his mind to, I want to get on top of this table, I don't care who's going to stop me, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to fall off of it, that's what he does. Like, regardless of the outcome, he wants to do it. And I think that that's something probably I did when I was younger. Like, if I had my mind on something.
Yeah, but he's just bad.
He's just bad. I mean, it's just like...
Listen, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now. This one right here, I
got it back tenfold.
Listen. Like, it's so funny because when she calls me now complaining about her kids, I'm just laughing. I'm like, honey, wait till they get teenagers. You ain't seen nothing.
And you know what's so funny is I'm not even really worried about Jalen or Jalik when he gets older. I'm honestly worried about Jalea. Jalea has already started it. She's already done the flipping of the hair. That's why I hate putting cute hairstyles in her hair because you make me mad. Because I'm like, no, you can't watch Frozen for the more than 15th million time. And she'd be like, ugh, whatever. Like, I just be like,
listen, I told you. Listen, y'all, I told her. I was like, do not have a girl Because see, I have 2 girls and 1 boy. And I love all of my children, you know I do. But them girls, y'all, let me tell y'all something. They're just attitude. Attitude. And as much attitude as you had, these kids today, they on some new stuff. They come out the womb with an attitude. So I already told you don't pray for that girl, and you got her, so you're going to have to deal with that.
But the other thing I think we were talking about was with lessons. Like, when he gets in trouble, I think I learned this more because I work in a daycare. I love it, but I don't like it at the same time. I love kids, but I don't like it. It's like I go to work and I be like, gosh, I gotta go home and have 3 kids. Oh God. But it's just like, no, don't touch. Not safe. Safe. I feel like that's a really big thing. Is like I'm trying to teach them what's safe and what's not safe. So Jalik is hell bent, and I say this, he is hell bent to make out with the stove. Like with the front of the stove. He is hell bent to put his whole mouth in like he's hell bent to do it. And I have stopped him at every time, but he one day is gonna do it. Cause the one time he got like a side of his face, he's like, ooh, hot mama. Yeah, it's hot. Like that's why I don't want you to put your own tongue on it.
Oh my gosh.
But he's determined. He's gonna do it. And it's just I just try to teach my kids. Like, I don't want to just yell at them and tell them that they're bad, because even though he is bad as hell, he is bad as hell.
So listen, so what I hear you saying is like the one thing that you would say you learned from your mother was teaching your kids.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
explaining things to them and trying to, instead of just saying no, okay, don't do that because.
Right.
Okay. Or I want you to do this because. Okay.
Because there's a lot of kids out there that at my daycare especially, like, I'll be like, do this, and they're why? That pisses me off. The blatant disrespect of why. What you mean why? Like, and
like I don't think y'all did you even know the word why before you left my house?
And that's like I go back to that because I'm like, if I would have said anything like to my mother, to my grandmother, why I would have been in the middle. Why? Like it would have been like not even a full word. Like it just would have never happened.
Wow.
And these kids nowadays are just like, why?
Listen, that's a whole nother. I mean, we can touch on it.
But that's a whole nother situation.
That's a whole nother situation.
Mind you, these are 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
That are saying why. They don't know how to say.
Or how about you can't tell me what to do? What you mean I can't tell you what to do? You about this big. Putting your hand where your hip's going to be, because they ain't even have a hip, right?
Tell you, the one thing I can tell you for my kids is my kids would never tell me why, what, huh. Well, Jolly says huh, but it's cute when he does it. So I'm like, Jolly, he's like, huh? I'm like,
but meanwhile, Jalea and Jalen are over there like, why are you saying huh?
Right.
Like, we say huh, it's a problem.
He's a new speaker. It's cute. Because I honestly, and I think that it's so cute because Jalea and Jalik they're good, like they're a year and a half apart. They're a good year and a half apart. So Jalea's in this stage where like she just was there. So she was just a little baby that was getting everything they want. And they were getting doted on. So now she's like, she's old news and she's like, hold on. So he gets to go ahead and get into the Cheez-Its and I can't get into the Cheez-Its.
Right.
Like, it's an adjusting thing for her, and I'm trying to learn a better way. And that's another thing. Is like I will say from almost 11 years ago, I was not the same mother that I am now.
Oh no,
I was not. I was scared. I was young. I was stupid. And
so let me tell y'all something. So when Jasmine had my first grandchild, she was still living here. And, babies, they don't sleep through the night. Oh, but she slept through the night.
I definitely did.
Like, every night.
Every night.
How can you be this close to a baby and not hear the baby screaming their, what off?
But the thing is that I heard him crying. But my mom, I would say the one thing that I love and hate about her is that she was different as a parent than a grandparent. Grandparents, you can have whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
Listen, y'all.
That's a given.
Okay. Like, I told you, if I could have skipped being a mom and just went straight to grandma, golden.
So then, she would have a baby monitor set up in her room. So I knew anytime the baby cried, she would know about it. So I played off of that. I was young, stupid. I was I was young.
I mean, some people might think that was smart, but listen, the only reason why I had the baby monitor in my room is because he's in there screaming his head off, and she's like knocked out.
Knocked all the way out.
I mean, all the way out. So but you know, anyway, we won't have to get into that.
Well, the other thing was, with having my first child versus having my third child, I feel like the grandparenting has changed. And maybe you might not agree, or
no, I definitely agree. I mean, my first grandbaby,
everything,
and it was different because he was here, and even when you had Jalea, because you had some complications after her, you stayed here for a couple of months, so it was different. But with Jaleel, you weren't ever here,
right?
So yes, I definitely agree. It's different, and even Jalen, first grandchild, boy. Okay, then Jalea, girl. So, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Jalea. He is cute as a button. He really is. But it is different. It really is different. And then with Cameron, he's Jennifer's first.
So it's different.
Yeah, it's just different. But Jalea don't like me.
He doesn't like anybody but
that.
I'm gonna put that out there.
Well, but he is getting better. Because now when he sees me, he does smile.
Okay.
But at first he'd be like, who are you? Like am I supposed to be impressed that you're here?
He gets that from his father.
Goodness.
Definitely. He's very closed off, and he's very like, if I don't know you, I don't want nothing to do.
He knew me, but he was just not impressed.
He was not. and I'm telling you this, that it's horrible when I'm trying to love this baby, and his dad is just like, oh my God, get out of my face, and he just like, I want daddy. I don't know what. I try to hug this boy, I try to kiss him, I try to just love his little face. He doesn't want it.
He don't want no parts of it.
He wants no parts of it. But I feel like that's a different video that I should probably have. I should have a video just explaining my day-to-day life with my kids, because that could be that could be a series.
I agree. So we're gonna wrap this up now. So the one thing you learned now, just real briefly, is there something you feel that you didn't learn from me that you have now discovered as a parent?
For myself, I feel like through the years, because like I said before, I had a shaky start. I had a shaky start because I want to actually point out that I was a young mom with a special needs child.
Yes.
And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to come to grips with it. So it took me a while to be like, okay, he's autistic. He has to do things differently. And it's different because after 7 years having another child who's not showing any signs of being special, it's so much different. Everything's kicked into high gear, and then having a baby on top of another baby that does not show any special needs, it's another kick it into high gear. So I think with myself learning, I've been trying to myself work on my patience. I've tried to work on my patience because I love you to death. Please don't get me wrong. But you were very much, it's either my way or the highway. It was, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. And I think...
You mean when you were a child or since I've been a grandma?
I think all over it. Right?
Okay, so it's just never stops.
Never stops.
So basically just do it my way and everything's fine.
Right.
So and that should have been a lesson you learned.
No. I'm a lot more compassionate with my kids. I
wasn't compassionate with y'all. Come on now. No, okay, listen. I'm going to have to bring my other kids in here because the reason why she feels that way, y'all, is because she was the one causing all the problems.
Well, I'm going to say this is that I'm a lot more loving. I don't remember as a child, like, cuddling with you. Like, I'll tell you something right now. Jalen is almost 11. Jalen can jump in my bed and cuddle with me all day.
Okay. So I wasn't a cuddler.
You're not a cuddler.
I am a cuddler.
No.
Ask my husband, I'm a cuddler.
Anyway, that's your husband.
Listen, don't have these people out here thinking that I'm some hard ass.
No. What I said is, first of all, I said that you are very loving. I'm not saying that. I've never thought for once my mom didn't love me. Never once. I'm just saying that.
What about that time with the broom, though?
There was a time. But no, I'm very compassionate when it comes to my kids. Like, I'm the one that if they're getting in trouble, come to mommy. Come to mommy.
That's what I do. No. I don't do that with the grandkids.
You're usually with the hammer.
I don't do that with the grandkids.
I think I remember a lot more times running to dad. Like, because I'm running away from you.
No, I'm talking about the grandkids. Listen,
again, y'all.
This was my problem child. Okay, when I tell you the school had me on speed dial, like there was not a week for the 18 years that this child went to school that they didn't call me about something.
And you know what's funny you say that? At daycare, I am my child's teacher. I am my child's teacher because, first of all, I love 1-year-olds. They're amazing. I feel like they're so impressionable and they don't talk back as much. But I am my child's teacher, so when we go through a lot of changes, no one wants to be Jellic's teacher because of how energetic he is. He's into everything. He is everywhere. So honestly, they're literally like, so can Dad come get him? So you can go to the baby room today? Like, it's horrible that no one at my daycare wants to be my child's teacher.
Well, but so when you were little, when you were a baby, you were so cute. I don't know what happened. You were so cute. Everyone's always coming up to you and trying to pinch your little cheeks. And I remember that one time, this lady I didn't even know came up and kissed you, and I was like mortified that this woman kissed you. But again, you were my challenge. Okay. So I don't know about that whole like you don't ever remember cuddling with me thing. We need to talk about that offline, y'all. Cause I think so. She must have. When that one time when your dad put you on the dryer and you fell off and hit your head, I think that you don't remember that. I mean, she's had some trauma, y'all. I mean, she really has. I mean, you fell off the dryer the one time.
My dad helped me break my clavicle.
Yes.
My brother helped me break my other clavicle.
I swear, y'all, it wasn't abuse. It wasn't abuse.
Like, I'm just out here just like
it was not abuse. It was not abuse.
Then, so you know what? I'm gonna.
Were you the one that got left at daycare?
Yes. So the other thing is like it's abandonment. Like, but then I want to point out the fact is when I broke my clavicle for the second time and other different ones, I literally, because of my grandfather, R.I.P. to him, I love him to death, gave me a wedgie. My great grandfather for 8 hours because I had overalls on. So he's like, "Oh man, we gotta take her to the hospital." He picks me up by my overall, gave me a super wedgie, and mind you, my arm is like, oh, like you get what I'm saying? And I'm like halfway passed out because I'm not understanding all this pain, and I'm just sitting here like, yo, this underwear up my butt is like literally the worst.
The first time you broke your clavicle, you weren't really talking yet.
Oh yeah, I was like 1 or 2.
Yeah, you were not 2, maybe 1.5. And my ex-husband, we had a swing set out back, and I'm standing in the kitchen window, and I'm watching them. He put her on the slide, and he had done this a couple times, he put her up top and she slid down. No problem. Well, this one time he put her up there, and as she was sliding down, her sneaker caught.
But if you ask him, I did something.
No, you didn't.
I know I didn't. But you ask him, he was like, of course, the one time you had to go down all weird, and you break the clavicle, and you make me look bad.
She falls off the side, because he was standing on one side, and she kind of fell off the other side. And, she cried. She didn't cry a lot.
I was in shock.
She cried. So then, she wasn't like that, y'all. So he brought her in the house, and, I pick her up, and I'm looking at her, and, she looks okay, but she wasn't really crying a lot.
I was in shock.
She was not in shock. She's so dramatic. She talking about her kids being dramatic. This is where they get it from right here. So, anyway, we didn't take you to the doctor till like 2 days later.
I know!
Because what I noticed was, she's little, and even though she was walking, you know how sometimes they come over to you and they raise their arms to pick them up. Right? She wasn't raising her arms. And I'm like, I think this is a problem. And he kept like, oh, she's all right. Put a little dirt on it. She'll be all right.
Squeeze some lemon juice on it.
Right.
She's good.
So finally, I was like, no, something is wrong with her. She's not lifting her arm up. We got to take her to the doctor. And yes, she had broken.
Yeah. Mind you, 2 days later. That tells you what type of parenting I did with. Let me tell you right now. If my child broke a toe today, like I'm at maybe that's another thing. I'm at the hospital for anything. I'm at a hospital for a splinter, for a scratched elbow. I'm at the hospital for everything.
This is the reason why we have such a horrible healthcare system, because she is the one abusing it.
No, because the thing is all it takes is for me to take out a splinter and it gets infected and their whole arm has to get amputated. I am with a hypochondriac, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah.
he makes me even more amped because literally he has a pain, and let's say that he hasn't eaten all day. Oh my God, babe, I've never felt a pain like this in my whole entire life. I think I'm gonna die. Like, that's my life.
You know he's gonna watch it.
That's perfectly fine. And I tell him all the time. He's like, babe, have you ever felt something like this on your side? I'm like, I don't, like, how do you know something like that? You know,
Like, how do I know what you feel?
and he's like, it's like a pain, like a stabbing, and it's a reverse senses. I'm like, I don't ever know I'm having a pain. Like, oh, something's wrong. I gotta go to the hospital. Like, he's abusing it, not me. Like, my kids actually get hurt, and especially with Jalik, because he's so rambunctious. He's so like hyper. He wants to do everything. He falls off the couch every 2 seconds and it gets back up and he's like, like, he's been on concussion protocol literally like 30 million times since he's been born, because he's always bashing his head into something. He likes to bang his head to like comfort, which I've asked the doctors about it. They said that some kids just do it. I think it's weird, and it's weird at 3 o'clock in the morning hearing and you would think like, oh, maybe someone's knocking on the door. No, that's my son banging his head to go back to sleep. Like, that's weird to me. I love his little face, but I'm honestly just like looking at him. He's like, I'm like, yo, he's never gonna. He's gonna need a helmet. Like,
her child,
my child.
I'm just saying,
my child.
I'm just saying.
I take that full. But you know what you just said that made
What?
me think about Jalea.
What?
Jalea is so stinking cute, and like, she's gonna be a me.
Mm-hmm.
She's so stinking cute. People come up to her, they just, oh my gosh, she's so cute. When a picture, somebody has kissed her, and I almost freaked out. Like, I literally was dousing her in a hand sanitizer. As they walked away, I was like, oh my God, do never let nobody kiss you like that. But she's that child, and I think she plays off of her looks. She knows she's cute, so she plays off of that, especially with me.
Mm-hmm.
So when Daddy tells her, no, you can't have something, she's like, Mommy, can I watch Elsa and have some milk and Cheez-Its? Mind you, that's a very weird combination. Why would you ask for that? So, when I'm sitting here, like, those little beautiful eyelashes and her little, she's like doing her hair like this, like, you know, yeah, like, because, you know, she has long hair.
Mm-hmm.
She's, yeah, you know, can I just get some Cheez-Its and milk? Mind you, she just asked Daddy, he said no. I'm sitting here like, oh my God, yeah, you can have whatever you want. Like, you're a freaking unicorn. You can have whatever you want. Then I get in trouble because I just told her she could have it. I should have asked her first.
Oh my goodness.
But yes, that's my kids. I can go all day about my kids, but we're not gonna do that.
All right, guys. So, any last thoughts?
No, like
but
I said,
we're gonna come back to this cuddling thing because I'm
she's
telling
not
you,
a cuddler, guys. She's not a cuddler, and I say this with
I am a cuddler. I'm a cuddler.
See, I love that. Like, I know. Yeah, it comes out.
That's fine.
I
don't know what's going on there, guys. I don't.
It's amazing. That's what's going on here.
Okay.
But like I said, I love attention like that. I love to be cuddled. So honestly, you just made my day. Like, mind you, I do this to her. She'd be like, "Don't touch me unless you're Raleigh." Like,
well, you know.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Mind you, you know I had to convince you. Oh, sorry. I know. Mind you, you know I had to convince you to let me sleep in your bed the night before I had Jalen. I had to convince you because I was like, I just want my mommy so bad. I just want to cuddle with her. I knew something was like not right that night, and she was just like, yeah, but this your side, this my side. Like,
stay in your lane. Okay.
I couldn't even like try to cuddle her feet. She'd be like, nope,
nope. Stay in your lane, girl. Stay in your lane.
But she's a cuddler, right?
I am a cuddler.
You're not a cuddler.
Anyway. We will address the cuddling next time.
Yes.
But anyway, thank you guys so much, and hopefully we will see you again soon, and we will continue our discussion about parenting strategies and just some other things that we want to talk about.
All right.
All right.
Out. Peace.